Now isn't the right time. Blah to good intentions masquerading as prudence or preparation. Worrying about messing up, waiting for the perfect time, feeling unsure and therefore not doing anything at all. These are all classic avoidance moves. And in anti-racism work, it keeps far too many good intentions stuck on the shelf. Waiting for the perfect moment is a myth. And worse still, in a world that runs on momentum and fear, it is the hallmark of performative allyship, which we abhor. This looks like posting a black square on Instagram, sharing a pithy quote, joining a webinar, all while never having a hard conversation with a colleague or friend, or actually confronting racism or discrimination where you live or work or play. Virtue signaling happens every time activism is performed for praise, for likes, or for self-soothing, rather than for the genuine hard work of change. And in the short term, it can feel satisfying, but it doesn't change a damn thing, and frankly, it can do more harm than good because it drowns out real voices and offers cover for inaction. More than that, it can be a trap for anyone with privilege who wants to be seen as on the right side, especially when the stakes start to rise and things get heated up. If we look back at what action actually looked like for women making change throughout history, spoiler alert, conditions were never perfect. The women who made meaningful, lasting impacts did so while juggling danger, resistance, ridicule, poverty, and sometimes even threat to life. Fatima Meer was banned from teaching. She was arrested and targeted by South African authorities for her anti-apartheid activism. Did she wait for her career, her children, her safety, or her reputation to be protected before taking action? No, she did not. Fannie Lou Hamer was a humble black sharecropper from rural Mississippi who turned her own brutal experiences of poverty and racial terror into a fearless demand for political power. Beaten, jailed, and nearly killed for trying to register to vote, she stood before the nation at the 1964 Democratic National Convention and exposed the violence inflicted on black citizens who sought the ballot. She organized voter registration drives, co-founded the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party, and pushed for economic justice through cooperatives and anti-poverty work, showing that transformative change has often comes from women with the least formal power, but women who nonetheless risked everything. These people did not have the privilege of waiting for every variable and factor to fall perfectly into place. They all risked something, and sometimes everything. I've only mentioned 2, but there are dozens more I could have shared. Their courage was not in the absence of fear or messiness, but it was in their readiness to be all in when justice came calling. So why then do we keep waiting? Here are some reasons why. Fear of getting it wrong, making a mistake, losing social standing, or being called out, waiting for someone else to lead the way, wanting enough time or more information just to be sure, discomfort with conflict or not wanting to rock the boat, conditioning that it's better to be nice, cheerful, and compliant than kind, courageous, and sometimes contentious, but for the sake of honesty and movement. It's normal to be scared. It's easy to tell yourself that more learning is talking, or, more talking, more liking people, all liking posts, all of that's doing something. But allyship, really, allyship is messy, unsure, authentic, and it only happens through actual risk and movement. So each excuse buys more time for the status quo to lock in, and in anti-racist work, time itself is a tool of oppression. Remember, perfection is a ruse. None of the women I mentioned earlier waited for certainty, safety, or an ideal reception. They made do and took action with what they had on hand. What would that look like in today's context? Maybe calling in and refuting a biased comment at the dinner table, or intervening in a setting where someone's being belittled, or backing someone whose voice is being sidelined, or even passing the proverbial mic. You don't need the perfect plan. You just need a pulse.